Hello everyone, my name is Havian and today I'll be playing some more Sword Art Online Alicization Lycoris. This week I spent some time exploring dungeons just to see what they're like. They are fun, but as you can expect, I did run into some strange bugs, like the one where the raid boss and my party members just stood there refusing to fight, and instead they just waited around like they were waiting for me to take a photo of them. And then after I left the raid, suddenly my hair turned white, and then every time I tried to open the menu to see what weapons I got, the screen would just flash black and nothing would happen. So that was fun. But the main thing I spent my playtime on was customizing my character's AI, and the results were actually more impressive than I expected. Some characters still need a bit of work, but for the most part they're actually functioning like normal party members should. To see how far I could push them, I decided to throw all of my characters at a raid boss that I assumed they would struggle on because this boss heals itself. I just stood back and watched them fight, and surprisingly they actually won. It took them 30 minutes to kill the boss the first time through because of its constant regeneration, and because the characters lacked accuracy. I think Sinon was the only character with high proficiency, so she probably carried the team. But after seeing that the skill record system could actually be very powerful when used correctly, I went back and tweaked each character individually, and I have to say now I'm having much more fun playing the game, since now the characters actually perform in a way that I would have expected them to by default. I can't really say that it's an interesting fight to watch, but if you do want to see exactly what happened, I'll upload it to my second gameplay channel. The link to that will be in the description. I'm sure I still have much more work to do to make the characters even better, so I can't really make a guide about this system to show what I've done just yet, since I am still learning. But maybe I will look into uploading these character AIs onto the PC server if there's something people want to use for themselves, and eventually I'll work on some for the PS4 version if people want those too. But for now I'm going to run the same dungeon that I did before, but this time I'll be fighting alongside my characters to show you what they can do now that they've been customized even more. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you what we can do inside of this dungeon with all of your party members customized. I haven't really spent much time doing anything in this game this week apart from just customizing these characters, so I haven't even had a chance to really gear up my my character. I've just been running this dungeon to test them out and to get them some basic starting equipment. But honestly, you don't need this many people to even do a dungeon. But it is fun to actually do these with all of your party members configured. It's fun to see how fast they can tear through bosses on their own. They use their sword skills so much that they just shred through a boss health, and I reckon it'll probably be a lot easier for them to do things, a lot faster for them to do it if I gear them up a bit. Look, they totally hit the boss out of my. They killed it. They killed it while it was mid-air. I couldn't even hit it. All right, enough said. All right, maybe see they even skill chain on their own. I don't even need to command them. They're good. They just do everything on their own. At some point, I'll probably get around to making a guide for it, but honestly, it's I feel like I've just scratched the surface of it because I haven't really figured out how to get them to heal properly and do a few of the other actions properly. I've only got them to execute sword skills perfectly, or in the way that I want them to, which is kind of the main thing. But sacred arts, I still need to work on that, and timing of heals, I still need to work on that. So once I get that figured out, I guess I can say what I've been doing, or I guess I can show you what I've done. But until then, it's pretty much, oh, I hate this boss, he can crash the game. I tend to use Sinon in this boss because he crashes the game so much, because I can stand away. You know what? I think I actually am. I'm gonna stay away from this dude. Sinon actually used the buff in the previous boss, so I can't use sword skills. I can't do skill chain solo, but that's fine. The annoying thing about this boss as well is party members don't rush in on him as easily as they would with the some of the other bosses, but that's fine. I just want to get rid of this guy and get out of there before the game crashes, because this guy loves to crash the game. It's so annoying. Oh, I used the wrong sword skill there. Okay, now we can get out of here. Yeah, like I was saying, the when it comes to customizing them, I pretty much just controlled the character that I wanted to level up. The only reason I noticed is because I was playing as Sinon in dungeons, because yeah, they're like pretty high accuracy and bows were good. I wanted to level dual wielding on my character, and I wanted to use bows on her. And then when I stopped using her, I noticed how good she was still playing on her own. So I thought, you know what, I need to do this to the other characters. And all I did was, the game would record the actions I would take, and then I'll go into the menu and just delete the actions I didn't want her to do. You may need to like configure a few things and move things around every now and then to really tweak it to the way you want. But for the most part, just use the character that you want to, use the abilities in the characters that you want to customize the AI for, like manually control them, or at least can manually control at least one person that uses that weapon type. And then you can move all of the abilities over to like all the other characters that use the same weapon type. But it's a matter of just using their sword skills and their actions when they should be used. So if it's a sword skill that says launching enemy, like use that sword skill when you're launching an enemy. If it's like a normal damaging skill, that usually just like activates when you're doing like skill chains. If it's got a debuff, then the game will like register it as a debuff ability, and it will use that when it wants to debuff an enemy. You just go into your records menu and you just like delete the parts you don't want to use, or keep the parts that you do want to use of that when you want the AI to fight using the action. Explanation probably sounds dumb, but I probably need to like break it down properly, but as you can see, it actually works. But like, I'm surprised it's like, the amount of spell effects that it's causing, I'm surprised that it's just not going to destroy the game. But yeah, once I actually get my thoughts together and like put it together in like a nice, concise way, I'll do like a video explaining how it actually happens. Because rambling off the top of my head, probably not explaining anything. I haven't even been buffing. Alright, let's just get one buff on. We don't really need too much for this boss. It's fun. It's just funny watching like everyone else destroy it. And the status effects that your party members use can be really strong against bosses. Like the slow effect. It's got 2 slow effects on it right now, and you can see that it's hardly moving. Dagger users and rapier users, if you give those, if you put skills that do slowdown effects on the bosses, and you put them to your AI characters, it can be really strong. You kind of just like shred through stuff, because the bosses can't really react. So you can just like, you can just go straight through them before they even have a chance to do anything. Look at it, even the skill animations are slowed down when you have slow on a boss. But it looks like the slow's about to wear off. Alright, let's just get rid of this guy, and then we can move on. I need to do a lot of like skill leveling as well. I'm still trying to grind out all of my abilities. I think a few of my sword skills are 2-star at the moment. A few of them, but I think the vast majority are still only 1-star. So I've got a lot of grinding to do and a lot of like sword skill use to do, because I was playing through the whole storyline as a one-handed sword user, and then I only switched over to dual wield like at the beginning of this week, because I wanted to have every weapon type covered. But up until even after playing the main story and finishing everything, I was still using one-handed sword. But the good thing about that was it was easy for me to transfer one-handed sword over to another character, or the other one-handed sword characters, and they were one of the first set of characters that fought really, really well. Because they can just like, they went straight in and they just had all of my abilities already set. So that made things very easy when it comes to customizing your one-handed sword, my one-handed sword users. So I guess that's one thing you can do. If you've already used a particular weapon type a lot, just throw that on your other characters. Look, they just shredded through this guy. Alright, now we're into the next area. 2 more bosses, and then the main dude, and we're done. So we got a lizard dude down there, and then we got a little spider over here. And then we got the big boy inside of there. I wonder what level he's gonna be now. For some reason, it fluctuates between 75 and 76, but let's see what it's gonna be. I tend to go after this boss because I like the armor that it has, and I want to give the armor to a few of the other characters. Alright, I've got no buffs. I'm just gonna have to, like, hope that the other party members give me something. Not that you really need it, but it would be nice. Sometimes if you get moments bite off at the right time, you can, like, paralyze the boss. Or you can, like, not paralyze, you can hazard it. So let's see, this should hazard it. There we go. And then we can, like, knock it down. And then we should be good. Hopefully we can, like, finish it off before it even stands up. Nope, he got back up. It's so annoying when you, when they get back up and they're in like, have a bit of invincibility during that time. You know what, let's use a finishing art. Let's just finish this off. Oh, at least hopefully it should finish it off. With these guys in the party, I actually just straight up forget that I even have finishing arts. That hardly done any damage, yeah. Finishing arts are going to be something I need to level as well. Because I've been using one-handed sword finishing arts this whole time. Dual wielding one is like no levels to it. Probably should have used Sinon's one instead. Alright, let's get my armor. Please give me the good one. Azurite armor, please. Damn it. But yeah, you can see how things are when you're fighting with a party full of characters that actually use their abilities. It's funny to watch, and it's fun to actually play with characters that are doing things normally. It took a while to get them all set up, but I don't think I'll ever need to customize them again. I think that's it. I can just keep playing as my characters, so if they ever add any content later on in the game where you would need to have party members in there, I'll at least know they play well, and at least know that my partner, no matter what, if I'm doing like offline or online, at least my partner will be configured so it will be doing good things. No matter what, no matter who I choose. You know what would be great? A camera that didn't stick in the corners. I totally missed the timing on that one. Or at least I thought I missed the timing. But yeah, like, it's so unnecessary. Like, having this many characters doing stuff at the same time is so unnecessary. I need to get all of them more accuracy. That's like the main thing. Fighting these enemies is fine, but when it comes to the end boss that generally have like higher levels, because the proficiency is so low, they miss a lot. So I'm gonna need to like give them some better gear, and I'm gonna need to give them, or maybe as I do this more, their proficiency will just grind up. So I reckon I'm just gonna keep using them inside of like these raid dungeons, and hopefully they'll get their proficiency to at least 500. But I have my like set team of characters. I think the only characters I don't use actively are that other archer dude, the red archer dude. Wait, his level went to 78 now. It went back up. So yeah, the archer dude, Fanatio, and there's another character that I don't use actively as well. I can't remember which one it was. But yeah, whichever character you can't see here right now, they're the ones I don't actively use. And it would be nice if they stopped pushing the boss back so I could actually hit it. Then again, why am I complaining about them doing a good job? He can't even move. He can't even move. This is a massacre. I could have probably just stood there and let them finish this themselves. Imagine playing a game where you're not even needed. I feel insignificant. I'm pretty much the game's camera right now. I just opened the doors for these guys. Now I know how Vaan felt like in Final Fantasy XII. But that's it from me for now. I'll be making some new videos very soon. Between the videos that I make, I generally post a few things on Twitter to show like updates of what I'm doing and what I've been up to in the game. So if you want to see some of those, I'll leave my Twitter link in the description so you can go over there and drop me a follow. I'll be making some new videos very soon, but until I make those videos, I'll see you all later.